All right, guys, I am here with Bryce from Triple Play Outfitters. He's going to kind of give you the spiel on himself and the outfit and what to expect on this hunt down in Texas. And you're in Texas, you're hunting some crazy animals. There's possibilities all over, everywhere you look. And Bryce is just going to kind of talk you through that and make you guys feel comfortable. So Bryce, my first question for you would be, how long you've been a guide, or an outfitter?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started guiding. My uncle has a whitetail ranch down in South Texas. I've been guiding since I was 13, but I've had my own outfit here for the last 7 years, and we go all over the place. We have roughly 18 ranches across the state that we have to offer, and we're based out of pretty much any big city in the state, whether it be Austin, Houston, San Antonio, Dallas. So we have some great accommodations and accommodability for different hunts and activities.
Awesome. That's pretty big. Obviously, being from Iowa, the whole thought of Texas hunting is like a different world. So
Yeah, we cast a wide net.
right. As far as like this hunt, where is this hunt going to take place and where's it located at?
So this particular hunt, the Scimitar Works Hunt for Two, is going to take place in Gatesville, Texas. It's roughly a 2,500 acre ranch. It is high fenced, but it is a monster high fence. You won't even know you're there. It's closest to the Waco, Dallas airport, depending on where y'all want to come in, which depending on what's cheaper for y'all, or just a personal preference. And like I said, it's by far one of my favorite ranches to hunt, both because of the animals and because of just the natural beauty of it. There's some great landscape there, and you kind of get all the terrains of Texas. You get the rolling plains, you get the rocky hills, and you get the food plots and the whole 9 yards. So it's definitely a cool place to hunt.
Perfect. No, that sounds pretty awesome. Like you mentioned, where they should or want to fly into. This is something that just because of the variety that they need to probably try and get their own vehicle to drive to, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So just depending on what time of year they come, obviously some places are more booked than others with Dallas and Waco, or even I've had people fly into San Antonio. And it's also just a great way to see some of the other options here in Texas. I mean, instead of me picking you up from the airport, if you wanted to come a day earlier or stay a day later, it gives you the opportunity to kind of explore and kind of do your own thing. If you've never got to experience hunting or just being in the big state here in Texas.
No, that makes sense, and I get it. It's not like you can drive 25 minutes down the road and pick somebody up. Like it's a jaunt. You got a job to do. So no, I completely understand that. So once they, are in the truck heading to you, what kind of accommodations, facilities are they going to be looking at?
So we do have a 3-bed, 2-bath lodge, and basically it's lodging and meals will be included. As far as the meals portion of it, before y'all come down, I'll contact you, make sure y'all have no food allergies or anything like that. And then we'll basically send a list of different options, and you get to basically handpick what you like on the menu. And then we'll have I call him my chef. It's just my dad. We're a big family-oriented outfit, but he likes to be the chef, so he'll probably cook for everybody. But that's his go-to. So, like I said, we're pretty easy going, man. There's not too much that you can't throw our way.
Perfect. As you mentioned, food. Obviously, that's a big portion of your day. Starting at the beginning, what can these guys expect on a hunt? Waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, getting dressed, heading out. Like what's the variables in this?
So of course, it's like any hunt, it would depend on the weather and the time of year that they want to come. And then obviously we'll do our scouting beforehand to kind of figure out where the animals are. we actually have one of the bigger herds of scimitar oryx in the state of Texas. We have over 100 head on this ranch, which gives us a great deal of comfort, because we're not going to be looking on 2,500 acres for just a handful of animals. So the biggest thing isn't finding them. It's just a matter of finding that mature bull or cow that you want to take home with you. That one that you think, yeah, that's the one that's going on my wall, that when people come in are going to be like, what the heck is that thing, and where can I get one? So
Right.
as far as a typical day, depending on when they get in, will they get in that afternoon, they want to hunt that afternoon. We usually don't hunt the first afternoon. Usually we just sight in guns and hang out, kind of get acquainted. We'll cook dinner that night. Then the next morning you get up right before the sun comes up, and we can either do breakfast before or breakfast after. It's personal preference for our clients. We'll go out. There's no stand hunting, particularly for these scimitar oryx. Usually we're going to do more of a safari style drive around in the vehicle until we spot them, and then depending on how capable our client is, whether if they're having a little bit tougher time walking, or depending on where it is on the property. Some places it's pretty level, other places it's going to be a little bit more of a hike. Depending on what they want to do, we can either do safari style, where we can get them close enough to get a shot opportunity out of the vehicle, or we can get on foot and we can spot and stalk and crawl around in the cactus for.
Nope, that sounds awesome. I mean, it sounds like you've had probably every type of client and been able to accommodate and make it happen. So that's kind of a plus, especially for someone coming in. Like you mentioned, this is a rifle hunt.
Yes.
Now, the animal itself, can you kind of explain this tag, the size of animal that they're looking at, what happens, if they can't find that one, if they can shoot a cow, that type of thing?
So basically what the scimitar oryx is, for the people that don't know, scimitar oryx is actually an extinct species in their homeland of in Africa. Texas actually brought the scimitar oryx over, and they've done so well here. They've thrived here. They're actually able to they've started sending them back to Africa to help start to repopulate that homeland over there. But basically, Texas is one of the few places still in the world that you can actually hunt these animals, which is pretty crazy. We take it for granted, but the average person would, they're blown away by the amount of oryx that we have, especially, like I said, with them being extinct or endangered now, I guess, since they kind of started repopulating them over there in Africa. As far as animal, we'll have some bulls, we'll have cows. It's just a matter of it's personal preference. I got guys that want something that's real symmetrical, real pretty. I got people that like real freaky stuff. We got all kinds. Like I said, with over 100 head, you're not just looking for that one or two animals. There's a plethora of options. So it's just a personal preference to what you like. Typically our cows are a little bit bigger inch-wise than our bulls. And realistically, the only difference between a bull and a cow is basically the mass on their horns. And they got a little pecker on the end, of course. But there's not too much different. The average person, if you put one up on the wall, would not know the difference. Both the bulls and the cows do have horns. Typical horn length out here is going to be in that 33 to 37 inch range. Occasionally we do get one that's a little bit bigger, but like I said, the 33 to 37 is pretty much a guarantee. As far as tag, there's actually no tags here. You can hunt them year round. There's no season on them like you would be out of state. So the only thing that the client would need would be a $48, and it's like a 5-day pass, and you can shoot any kind of exotics or anything. Basically, any non-game animal in Texas for a 5-day period for that $48 exotic license.
Awesome. Since you're talking about that, what if someone comes down and sees another exotic or a whitetail, and they're like, hey, is it possible that we can get on a deer or an axis or whatever it may be? Is that a possibility as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, it all depends on the time of year, because like I said, whitetail is about the only thing that does have a season here in Texas. Everything else you can kind of shoot year round. It's something that I'd like to talk with the the winters before they come. Obviously, like I said, we do carry a wide variety of options. Like I said, we do whitetail, we do exotics, we do waterfowl, upland game, thermal and helicopter hog hunting, fishing charters. I mean, we do a little bit of everything. So if that's something where they go, hey, we want to shoot oryx, but we also want to do X, Y, Z, we can definitely do it. They just got to give me a heads up before they get down here, because obviously as we go through the season, we get more and more booked up, and it'll be a little bit harder for us to accomplish more than just the hunt itself.
Perfect. You mentioned fishing. Now, is that something that they can do while they're down there too, just bass fishing or messing around that way?
Correct. So yeah, on this specific ranch that we have, the 2,500 acre ranch where the hunt would be taking place, there is 7 bass tanks. The average half a pound to 5 pounds. So there's basically crappie bass. If they want to bring their shotguns, we can do a little skeet shooting as well. But like I said, it's just something we cater to all kinds. We have people that want to do one thing or want to do the other. Or if they just, like I said, we'll definitely give them a tour of the property as well. There's a big waterfall that runs through the middle of the property. That's a natural waterfall. There's a few different, if you're a big historical junkie like I am, some of the Native American tribes actually roamed that ranch back in the day. So there's definitely some places we can look for artifacts and different things like that. So like I said, it's definitely a full package deal. It's definitely, like I said, one of my favorite places that we get the opportunity to hunt. And like I said, I've never had anybody, on wood, I've never had anybody leave unhappy, I promise. So it'll be a good time.
No, it definitely sounds like it. And it sounds like a heck of a gig to win, and probably jealous that I won't be bidding on this one. But no, I think it's a great deal. And obviously it sounds like you're going to do anything upon your power to make the guys happy.
Yeah.
As far as other questions that you get asked here and there, do you think of anything that I missed?
Yeah, there's a few more, I guess, frequently asked questions. Biggest one is, what caliber gun do I need to bring? We try to shoot them with no less than a 270 or better would be preferred. I have people that bring big guns, and I get people that bring the 270. Basically, it's all shot based, and at the end of the day, I'd rather you bring a little bit smaller caliber, as long as it's a 270 that you're comfortable with and willing to make a good shot, rather than bring something big and bulky that you're not confident with it. At the end of the day, it's like I said, it's a very thick ranch, so I've spent a lot of time on my hands and knees tracking wounded animals, and I'm hoping this isn't one of those times.
Okay.
As far as other questions, typical shot range, I'd say anywhere from 75 to about 150 yards, which is, I know out of state, that's a long way here in Texas. I know out of state, most of my clients are shooting 200 or 300 yards, no problem. But like I said, for people, depending on your skill level, usually we can get within, like I said, that 75 to 150 yard range to make sure that you're comfortable. I'm not going to make you rush a shot. Like I said, I'd much rather you take your time and make a good shot than rush. And like I said, us be unsuccessful, or us be on a tracking mission and make it that that less entertaining of a trip for you. So only other questions, usually we will cape and quarter the animal after the hunt's over for you. We do have a walk-in cooler where we'll keep the hide and the meat, depending on how they want to take it back. We do have processors there, or processors in Gatesville that we can get that meat to, and then they can ship the meat, or we can do it to where if y'all want to buy coolers, we can debone it and take it back on the airplane. I have a lot of people do that as well. As far as the taxidermy, we do have some places that offer taxidermy here in Texas. If they want a scimitar, if they want their oryx done. If not, we can definitely seek out other options. But preferably, unless they are confident or just gung-ho about taking it back, usually I'd say getting it done here in Texas would be a better option. But like I said, to each their own.
Right. No, that makes sense. I feel like that's pretty much anything I would ask personally. So you hit that right on the head there. I think that's all I got. I definitely appreciate you, providing a hunt for us, for all the bidders out there.
Oh yeah.
This is a great opportunity, a heck of a hunt, heck of a place. And it sounds like a beautiful outfit. And I'm excited to see how the auction does and hope I can follow up with the winner and how this hunt turns out.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We're looking forward to working with y'all and being able to provide something different for y'all. And like I said, if it works out, everybody enjoys it. I'd love to see some, get some feedback and see what else people would like to see. And like I said, we can definitely do it, man. Just a little bit of everything out this way. So
perfect. Nope, that sounds great. And again, I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you later.
all righty. Thank you, Colin. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.